I don't think I ever asked you. Good evening, everybody. What did you think of the newest Star Wars? Now let's put that awesome picture up there, like the newer ones, like the Rise of Skywalker and whatever the other ones were.
Force Awakens, which was episode 7, I liked.
Yes, I liked it
Um,
too.
episode 8 was pretty good. I didn't get the wokeism that some people were complaining about. I didn't see it. Then again, I'm a very, very base amateur movie critic. So, and I do a podcast about criticizing movies. So what the hell do I know? and episode 9, uh, I don't remember much about it, but it was okay. It was entertaining. I'm not going to say I saw anything deep or any hidden messages or anything like that, but it was a movie.
So I wonder the psyche of somebody, and I get in and understand the getting into things, right? Such as like, I mean, mind is music. Um and but to the point, um I guess the gatekeeping and the fanboying that occurs on lots of things in life. Wrestling comes to mind. Like the professional wrestling gatekeeping nowadays is holy crap. Like it is a cesspool of people. It really is. Any wrestling fan, any like Chad Neal say the same thing. So will Coach. Dewey will say the same thing. It's a cesspool, and I find sometimes Star Wars can get into that cesspool as well, of these people who just, it's a movie, guys. And the people that really criticize it, like really like destroy the second saga. So Phantom Menace, Attack of the Clones, Rise of the Sith. I always found it interesting because like George Lucas created this universe out of his head. Like, so he tried to make a creative backstory, but just the amount of anger and hate towards like movies that you're apparently supposed to like. I'm not saying you need to adore them. You can be like, they kind of sucked. But still, like this to invest into something um that hard, especially like a movie and whatnot. It's just, man, I don't get it. That to that extreme.
Yeah, to that obsessive degree, I don't know how or why it would define a person as a person to love a franchise or a movie or a piece of fiction to, again, that certain degree. But then again, you would have to talk to and experience those people in order to understand. I probably have in my life, but I still don't get it. And this is a guy who's watched almost 5,000 movies in his life. Then again, for me, watching movies is like firing bullets because it's one after the other and the shell comes out and it hits the ground and I'm on to the next one. So I'm not really one to cling onto specific fiction. Now, having said that, there's a running joke that I like to bring up on the You Missed It podcast about trying to weave Die Hard with a Vengeance and connect it to everything, like I did with the intro, which is The Love and Spoonful, Summer in the City. That's the song that opens that movie. And I
Mhm.
love that movie and I love the director. And I don't go to the point where I'm going to defend it to my death and I'm going to argue with strangers on the internet about it. So again, but then again, if I don't do that, then what does that say about me as a person and my relationship to media as being perhaps disposable, especially in this day and age, even though we grew up with physical media? If I'm not going to stand for this, then what am I going to stand for? It does kind of speak to my character versus theirs.
But I think what I'm trying to, I don't know, maybe, but then again, these people will see this way. Like, I'm into music, right?
Mhm.
I don't write my own music, but I mean, we cover songs. I physically, like, if I have to learn the lyrics, I have to learn cadences, I have to collaborate and get my timing down with 4 other human beings, right? I have a bass guitar that I play every so often. I got to learn the notes for that. That as an obsession to me is like, okay, you want to get better at it. Once you've watched Star Wars, it's like, it's not like, oh, I can get better at this. Like, that's a movie. Unless, but maybe that they see it as, well, now I can get my cosplay costume to be super good, you know? So I guess it's just different passions, I'm not judging anybody. I mean, I guess I kind of am. And I'm not judging the people that like Star Wars. I'm judging the people that they have militant thoughts, and some of them are militant. If you read like some of the banter that goes on these on pages, it's like, holy shit.
Yeah.
Ah.
Oh, yeah, you got it.
It's, yeah, you're supposed to enjoy this. And yeah, well, example, I haven't really dove into any of the new Marvel movies. They just don't appeal to me right now. I'm not saying my love for Marvels will never come back, right? But like, I just don't. Maybe it'll come back with Guardians, because there's another Guardians coming out, and I love Guardians of the Galaxy, so that might help rekindle it. But I am not, like, if I were one of these fanboys, is like, and like Ryan just said, like a toxic fandom, I would be online going, these movies are the worst pieces of crap ever. I can't believe we did this, because clearly this is like, and maybe it's one of those, I just couldn't be bothered, or like I would like to spend my time doing other things.
Yeah, I think summing that up for you, your time and your energy is better spent elsewhere rather than arguing over minutia in fiction.
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. And just to circle back to something you said, like, you've watched a ton of movies. And to me, I think that's completely normal. And I say that because there are people, I don't watch much TV anymore. You don't have television. If I'm gonna sit and chill, my sit and chill out is to play a game of hockey, play video games. That's my chill out. Like your chill out is to watch movies. So where other guys are TV, some like to read, some like to watch YouTube. Thanks, Ryan. Well, I wouldn't go that far, Bruce, to say a real life. I mean, yeah, I guess. Well, I mean, I do a 9 to 5 job. I have a wife and a son, and we make plans. And I mean, I have a band, and I see oxygen. I have oxygen, and go outside and see the sky, and unlike some of these people who probably do live in a basement and stay in their basement and get mom to make them pizza pops and hot pockets. But yeah, man, I don't know. I think what you do with movies is fine, because I do the same thing with video games. I don't watch a lot of TV, and that is my thing now. We're allowed to have a thing.
Yeah.
All right. So
yeah, we're allowed to have varied interests and do what we want with our life. I'm going to paraphrase that kid who was on Novocaine from that meme. What is real life? Like, what does it mean to be grown up and have a real life? You yourself, out of the two of us, you have the real life. You have the responsibility. You are the grown up adult. You got a family. You got a job. You got responsibility. I am not married. I don't have a family. I do have a job, so I do have responsibilities, but not in the traditional sense of providing for a family, having a house, the traditional house/home, and other mini responsibilities that come with that. So does that mean that I myself don't have a real life? I don't know. Define real life, Dad. the semi-retired guy. Come on. Define real life.
I mean, but yeah, you're not wrong. What is life? Who is to say what you're doing is right or wrong? Because I'm sure there's many people out there who would see what me and you are doing right now and be like, man, what a waste of time.
And you'd be right.
And you're correct. But at the same time, you're also, if you are watching this show sometime in the future, or the two people watching now, because obviously dad's on showing dad's on watching us, but we both work out regularly. You said you don't have a wife, but you have a full-time, you have a girlfriend. You guys have been
Yep,
together
full
for
time. Yep,
full
32
time.
hours a week or more.
Yep. You still have responsibilities, so it's and mine gets a little busier, but mine's by choice. I mean, I chose to have a band. I choose to play recreational softball. I just put out there some feelers that if people need a guy for some DJing, that I'm thinking about kind of just doing so for a few people here and there, just some weekend DJing, like for parties and weddings and whatnot. That for me is mainly because I've heard the prices that DJs charge nowadays, and it's disgusting. I think it's and people will and my DJ service is very basic. I've told like when I did my friend's wedding, I have music and a microphone. I don't do lights, I don't do smoke, I don't do none of that crap. So if you just want someone that's going to play anything that you want to listen to and have a microphone so people can tell dirty jokes at your reception, I can do that for you. Back in the day when guys had to change CDs or you had to take the time to burn your music to a computer so you could DJ properly. Yeah, but hey, I did it too.
Yeah,
So I can see you charging a fair amount of money, but considering that the last last two functions that I did, wedding, a party, I basically sat there across the room with my Bluetooth hooked up to my soundboard, sat with all my friends and drank and just played music from my table. That to me isn't worth. Well, what I was told with cheapest was $1,200. That DJs charge, and to sit there and play music. And yeah, I know there's a little more to it if you got all the lights and blah 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 blah. But even then, even if I had lights and not really a smoke machine, but like it's music. Doesn't need to be that like I made the room shake with two 1,000 watt speakers and a little sub. So, but anyways.
Now, would that be worth having a discussion with, maybe even an argument, a lively, spirited debate with someone who is, I don't know, an actual DJ? To sit and talk with them and hash out, well, I get paid for this and I have these responsibilities, that kind of thing.
Okay. And my questions would have to be like, what are your responsibilities? Now, if you're providing lights and whatnot, okay, that's up to you. When you're given a list now, if you're fortunate enough to share Spotify, which if you're a professional DJ, I would assume you probably have Spotify and Apple Music, because you could probably write them off. People can send you playlists. That's what the wedding I did the music for. She sent me her like warm-up music or whatever, like during the wedding, right? And then she sent me another playlist for like wedding songs that they want, like dance music they want to hear to dance to. Ugh, savages. So it's not like there's work that has to go in. You're not changing CDs. You're not doing any of that shit. No, thank you. Thanks, made me curse. That's your fault.
Family drama. Family drama.
Take a shot.
Drink.
So I would have to hear what there are. Now, if you're going to drive far, I guess it depends what the person wants. I can load up the two speakers, all the stuff I needed to do what I want to do for basic music fits in my Ford Escape. So if you're going to claim it's travel and you're dragging your trailer along with you because that's your setup, well, then that's on you. If you're just doing a basic wedding where two speakers, a sub, and a board would basically do your job. If you have lights and stuff, Okay, that's part of it. I agree with that. But if they just want music and a microphone, like I'm the service I'm going to provide, I only need this, so I don't need fuel money, not a lot, and I enjoy doing it.
Yeah.
I like being. I've always have been. Even the parties on Selwyn, I liked being the DJ. I like to be in control of the music. Just and if I can make some money doing it, well then shalom.
Yeah, bonus, exactly.
Right. So yeah, I would have that conversation with someone just to hear like the points that they make. And yeah, I realize this equipment isn't cheap, and I also have the
Yeah, speaking from experience, he is.
Yeah, and I'm agreeing. Yeah, I'm agreeing, and I get that. But I also just want to stay local. I'm not going to Lethbridge or nothing. I just want to be in Tabor. Yeah, so I'd just be curious. Now, if this is like your livelihood, okay, I get it. You got to charge a little more, right? But like if I'm doing it as like a side project thing, then really, don't need to. That's just me.
Yeah.
So.
And on a completely unrelated note, Ryan, if you're still here, thank you very much for recommending the 2016 movie Hello Destroyer, which I watched today. Very good movie. Very under. Whoa.
That was Inception.
Yes. Very understated. It's one of those subtle kind of films. It's a lot more show rather than it is tell. It's a fair amount of handy cam work, well, at least in the beginning up to the half hour point, and then it's mostly stills and steady cam from there, which I thought was a good choice. And not being part of the hockey world, but having friends in it, I was very interested to see just how that world or that part of our culture played out. It was really good. And
right.
And that's excellent too. Kevin Funk is his name, and I look forward to seeing more by him. Very good film. I recommend it. And it's not even though it is a film about a hockey player, it's not in the vein of Friday Night Lights with its heightened drama. It's not in the vein of Mystery Alaska. This is more in the vein of the Creed films or Warrior from 2011 with Joel Edgerton and Tom Hardy. It's a lot of non-soundtrack scenes and shots and moments. It's a lot like real life. I highly recommend this movie. It's very good. Thank you so much for that.
Sweet. I'm glad you enjoyed that.
Yes, and it was shot in Prince George.
Shout out to Prince George.
Yes.
All right.
All our friends in it.
Yep. Okay, so I've had a few of these things pop up lately on my Facebook, and it says your favorite single from 2001. Okay. So keep up, because I'm going to list these songs. I think you're going to say none of them. Okay. But that's just me. Okay. So Nickelback, How You Remind Me. Godsmack, Greed. Tantric Breakdown. Drowning Pool Bodies. Disturbed Voices. Fat Lip by Sum 41. Jimmy Eat World, The Middle. Saliva, Click Click Boom. Hoobastank, that's always such a weird name. Crawling in the Dark. Smooth Criminal by Alien Ant Farm. It's Been a While, Stained. Blurry Mud, or Blurry by Puddle of Mud.
Puddle of Mud.
Yeah. Creed, My Sacrifice. Linkin Park, In the End. Non-Point, What a Day. System of a Down, Chop Suey. Default, Wasting My Time. Incubus, Wish You Were Here. Crazy Town Butterfly, wow. Rob Zombie, Feel So Good. Limp Bizkit, My Way. Tool, Schism. And Slipknot, The Heretic Song.
Wow, that takes me back.
So if you had to choose, I know I said a lot of bands there, but which one would you choose?
I'd go with Default, Wasting My Time.
Nice. Okay, wow, I would have not picked that from you. Man, I enjoy all those songs, every one of them. And I'm actually torn between My Way and My Sacrifice. Now, I'll tell you why, because back then WWE was doing those awesome compilation videos to like My Sacrifice. And Limp Bizkit My Way was used for WrestleMania 17, the main event between Stone Cold and The Rock. And people still talk about that to that day from in the wrestling community. How was that was one of the best videos ever done to highlight a rivalry. Like, it was just so well done. But I'm gonna have to go with My Sacrifice, I think. I like every one of those songs. Every one of them. But I'm gonna go with My Sacrifice. Yeah, I don't understand, and I think we've talked about this before, like the hate the Nickelback gets. I don't get just the venom and the you're gonna tell me there's not every other mainstream band out there that doesn't sound the same? Yeah, there's a band called AC/DC who fucking has I'm on a roll. I'm on a roll. It's time to go solo. Who has sounded the same for 15 albums, 16 albums?
Yeah.
Ballparkish, so I don't understand just the hate. And look at some of the lyrics by Nickelback. The lyrics are good. And then, go ahead.
I remember not hearing it directly from Chad Kroeger, but on the radio, one of the announcers, and I can't remember which station this was saying that Chad Kroeger, some of his favorite songs, when he read the lyrics, he got a different sense of what those lyrics meant as opposed to the way they were written and what they actually meant. So Chad's approach was to simply try and write lyrics as straightforward as possible, which fine. Like, it's art. You can do whatever you want with art and express yourself however you want. And there's nothing wrong with being simple and straightforward about it. Like, their music is pretty simple and straightforward, and it does have widespread commercial appeal. And there's nothing wrong with that. Now, you had mentioned in that list Tool. Pretty much everything Tool has done is multi-layered and multi-leveled, especially their music videos.
Yes.
So comparing the two, you get quite a different sense of what art can mean. And in that, two people, yourself and another music lover, can have a decent, good conversation, maybe even a lively debate over what art is, and in what directions you can take it. I'm not going to say that it's going to become a drag down fight and yelling at each other and becoming fanboys and digging your heels in, but I think there is something to be said and something to be gained and learned from such a conversation.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't call myself a musical expert. I'm not. I think someone to say they're an expert at anything, I don't think there's anyone in the world that could say they're an expert. Well, there is, but I mean, like, it's not a huge sloth, like a thing of people. But if I would say that I'm probably more versed in music than a lot of people. So the argument of, well, I just hate them. Why? Well, their songs are repetitive and they sound the same. Again, okay, so does AC/DC. That's what because of course I bet you the same, well, and if you're to say to me, like, I don't find them lyrically decent, I don't like the way that they harmonize or any of that other stuff, I would again argue, but okay, then that's more of an argument for me for you to stand on, instead of just saying, well, I don't like them, right? I just don't, just because I hate them. Well, why?
Yeah,
because they suck.
Exactly.
Why? If I can point to, okay, I didn't even go to How You Remind Me. I brought up the lyrics for Leader of Men. Okay. So Tell your friends not to think out loud until they swallow. Whisper things into my brain. Your voice sounds so hollow. I'm not the leader of men since I prefer to follow. Do you think I could have a drink since it's so hard to swallow? Yeah, so hard to swallow. Turn your television off and I will sing you a song, and then you will suddenly have the urge to sing along. Okay? Okay. So I saw this example once. I'm just going to read it right now. I Can't Get No Satisfaction by the Rolling Stones. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. Because I try. I can't get no. When I'm driving in my car and a man comes on the radio and tells me more and more about useless information supposed to fire my imagination. Okay, that's an all right one. I can't get no. Oh, no. That's what I say. I can't get no satisfaction. I can't get no satisfaction. I try. I can't get no satisfaction. So, now, someone might fire back at me and say, well, that's just one of their songs. Okay. But that was just one of Nickelback's songs. Very well. And if you took somebody and read those two sets of lyrics to somebody who didn't know who either band was, I would tend to lean, if you're going on lyrics and the writing of the song, the words, they're going to go, well, that first one sounds way more like thought put into it. Right? But if someone were to say Rolling Stones and Nickelback, they go, well, you can't even talk about those two bands together. Well, you totally can't. You totally can. And I'm not saying every band doesn't have those songs where it's like just ridiculous and it was so easy to do. Every song the Ramones ever did. Speaking of bands that sound the same, but the Ramones are cult heroes. So,
I don't know. Pioneers of punk they were.
Most definitely. There you go. Any punk song. Almost all punk sounds the same.
Yeah, especially late 70s, early 80s, where it's all 150, 200 beats a minute. It's a 3-chord progression.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I'll agree with you, Ryan. A lot of times for me, if it appeals to me within the first 30 seconds, if it's the sound that gets me, then it's got me. And sure, it may lose appeal over time, or like the Rolling Stones, some of their songs, it just sticks with me over time. I think with the Rolling Stones, with those lyrics, it's sometimes the simplicity of the lyrics coupled with good riffs, which Keith Richards admittedly has done in the past.
Yeah.
And being able to stretch that out to 3 or 4 minutes and make it interesting moment to moment. There's an artistry to that as well.
Oh, and they're most definitely, and I just picked No Satisfaction because it's a song a lot of people love, and it just hit me like, but they have great stuff like You Can't Always Get What You Want, right? Beast of Burden, great songs. And that is big time to me. What is missing today in music is storytelling.
Yes, Brody, that's right.
Right. Where's Brody? Like Simon and Garfunkel. I love Simon and Garfunkel. Like storytelling. Right? And I'll even go like with rap. Listen to like Tupac. Listen to Biggie. The stories they tell.
Yeah.
Right? Like it's this to me, because I liked Biggie, but I'm definitely Pac. And you listen to like the story, like the songwriting on All Eyes on Me. When he's talking about like when in Only God Can Judge Me Now, when he's talking about how he remembers laying on the table after he'd been shot, thinking he's gonna die. He remembers it. He describes how it is and how it was on the table and stuff. But that goes with all music, rock, everything. Everything lacks soul anymore, I find.
Depends on what you're listening to. There is a degree of soul, and I'm not talking about soul music because I'm going to mention death metal. it's a love and a passion that you can hear in some of the music that some people perform. Older bands, and I'm mostly talking about indie bands or bands that aren't played on the radio. There's a lot of soul in that as well. And Neurosis is an example. The Tide is a great song. It's a 9-minute song. And the music coupled with the video, I think that tells an interesting story. Meshuggah, the Swedish band that I've brought up time and time again, they're more philosophical in their lyrics because they're mostly, if not all, written by their drummer, who is amazing. And music, it sometimes the lyrics can sound simple but have deeper meaning because, again, as Robert Plant has said, sometimes words have two meanings.
Yeah, no, most definitely. No, and I agree. And I'm just going on the music that I listen to and stations and stuff that I hear. I got to read this to you. We'll go back to music. So this is a meme I just seen. Okay, I'm in line at McDonald's and there's some whiny little brat behind me screaming he wants an apple pie at his mother. I get to the counter. Hi, I'll have a number 3 large, and excuse me, how many apple pies do you have? McDonald's worker. I have 12. Me. I'll take all of them. That's awesome.
So doesn't that bring to mind another Rolling Stone song? You can't always get
what you want. And I like when I hear a song, and I mean, I'll get sometimes like dance music. I don't know why, but I'm back in like Prince George and partying, and like it's a music that like the song wasn't even around then, and it's like wow, like I remember partying, and like in the Monk with the dance music kind of thing, and it's like it just hits a nerve, and I don't get it. I don't get why, and it just does. There's this little song on Grand Theft Auto. It's Frank Caento. It's called, and it's like, or Frank Ocean, sorry, and the song is called Caento, and it's a remix. It's on one of the stations on GTA. We can be in the middle of a fight, and like I'm always game with this one guy, and I'm like, oh, my song's on. He'll be like, oh, because he knows I'm gonna go quiet. And I turn the music up and I shut everything else off. It's only like a minute and 30 some seconds, but I love it. I love it. I don't know what it is about it. He's like, my buddy's listening to it. He's like, I don't get it. I'm like, I don't get it either, but I love it.
There's a song, and I'm going to slightly relate to what you were saying, that I heard on 99.3 The Fox, and this was around 2004, 2005. The band is called, and they didn't stick around for long. The band is called Mystery Machine, and the song, and it's spelled almost entirely incorrectly. The song is called Goat Eyes, but there's a U in goat, and there's one extra E and 2 extra S's in that. And it's basically just distortion and a little bit of a riff or two. The song's about a minute and 28 seconds long, no lyrics, no song structure, but for whatever reason, the sound, the combined sounds, it hit me, and it's really interesting to me. And there's nothing to it really, just I guess experimentation, but I love it.
I downloaded it.
Downloaded it. It's interesting.
It's off a 1995 album called 10 Speed. That's the name of the. Yeah, well, I just had. And again, I know you're not into dance music, but I'll just list.
I was really into dance music in the 90s. And every time I hear the word dance music, I always think of our mutual friend Trish and her love for Ace of Base.
I saw the sign. Yeah. I like Ace of Base too, to be honest with you.
Shout out to Trish, wherever you are. Hope you're doing well.
Friendships by Pascal Le Toublon. The name of the song is called Friendships. I love it. I heard it in the gym. It was on the over the speakers,
Hmm.
and I love it. Now it's a regular song in my mix.
I was in the gym, of course, back in 2001 in Mackenzie. I think I was powerlifting at that time. I heard Sade's "No Ordinary Love," and I was enthralled by it. I love that song. I don't
Isn't
know
it?
why.
Yeah, and it's just one of those things you get like the earworm for it, and it's like, wow, this is phenomenal.
Yes, songs that and music doesn't always have to be happy. I'm finding that with me, I like the more dark and depressing music. And why? I don't know because I'm a pretty biased, of course, level-headed person, and I like to try and stay on the level, not go too crazy, but I tend to drift toward the more darker aspects of and depressing aspects of music.
Okay, so I found this, speaking of music, on Instagram. It's called Mr. Chicken. So Mr. CHKN. Okay.
Okay.
This guy uses those rubber chickens and covers songs. I'm going to play one for you. One that I won't tell you the name. You tell me what song it is. Okay?
Yeah.
This is how good I think they sound. Okay, I'll go do an easy one first. Where is that one? Okay, let's see if this works. Oh, you hear the music. Let's listen.
Oh yeah, yep. Let's Zeppelin.
Okay, hold on. It gets better. There's better ones. Like I went down a wormhole last
Yep.
weekend. What it was? Oh, I gotta find.
Sorry to break your heart, Dad. You did teach me well with Beethoven and that double disc that you had, but unfortunately, I saw Die Hard before I listened to Beethoven, so I heard the ninth during the last, what was it, third of that movie. So my love for Beethoven grew out of watching Die Hard, which is still one of my favorite movies to this day.
Oh, I
And
can't find it. Keep going.
it used to be that
Oh, there it is. Okay.
I loved the movie because of the acting and the action and the story. And then over time, it became the production and the direction. So, and I'll mention this as well. My love of watching movies has progressed from story and acting and special effects and action and whatnot to production. Like when I was watching Hello Destroyer today, I was thinking, okay, why that shot? That's an interesting angle. I like that. I like that it's just holding on the actor. The actor was very good, by the way. And it's more how, if I was the director, what would I do? How would I shoot this scene? Would it be just one take and then we move on to the next scene? Yeah. Ooh, Clockwork Orange. Frank from the Harsh Truth. He's going to do a retro review of Clockwork Orange pretty soon.
Nice.
Man, what a great movie that is.
Yep.
Terribly disturbing, but still great
Very.
movie. Yeah.
All right. Ready for this one?
I'm ready.
Okay. Oh, now I gotta find it. Okay. Oh, hold on. Of course, Instagram doesn't fire up with the fucking.
This one.
Like, you got two chickens up to the mic now. And then he's got like this orange green frog that does that like the little wibbly sounds. So yeah, if you really want to get lost into something stupid, like yeah, I think it's great. I think it's hilarious.
It's old man Lissick and the liberal media. Drink. Busy making dinner. You mean busy stirring your pudding. That's not a sexual innuendo. That's actual stirring.
Stirring, yeah.
Thanks for being here, Chad. Haven't seen you. Well, we saw you last week, but apparently
Briefly.
you were been busy. Yeah.
So you said you had some stories you wanted to run through. We should probably get
Indeed.
off our plate. So
I should get off my computer because they've been there for I don't know how long now.
yeah, so we should dive into those now.
Indeed. So you had mentioned wrestling earlier.
Yes, I did.
Okay. So WWE's Jerry Lawler in serious condition after suffering a stroke.
Mm-hmm.
Now, before I go on with this article, Nick, can you tell me anything about Jerry Lawler's medical history in the past, I don't know, 20, 30 years?
He died on air 10 years ago now. Yeah, he had a massive heart attack and on air while doing commentating. And then he actually had another stroke. He had a stroke in 20 something, I don't remember. But he's already had a stroke and he had a massive, like a widowmaker heart attack.
Jeez.
And he survived. Yeah.
But did you know,
Hi, May.
hello, that it was not due to previous health problems, but it's due to the safe and effective. Ooh.
Ugh.
Yep.
Yeah, and I know that as a wrestling fan, I know his I hate people so much.
Yeah.
Really
Yep.
do.
Dropping like flies is the claim. So I had seen this last month. There are so many celebrities and people dying in January alone. Well, let's see your comparisons of the number of people from January 2023 to January 2022, 21, 2019. Let's see your statistical increase on this.
Yeah.
But no, they simply make. Yeah.
Sorry, but you see the one there? Oh, you clicked it off. There was one there that said, oh, here come all the lunatics, basically.
Yeah.
But sorry to cut you off there. I apologize. But you are right. Like, yeah, okay, if you show me your chart, show me, I will read it.
Yeah.
Great Google and wiggly.
But they can't be bothered to take the time to compile the list, which admittedly does take time.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's just easier to go type safe and effective on a website.
Yeah. Which Paul P does, and I pointed that out in one of our intros, not last week or the week before. I think it was the week before that. But I'm continually amazed how in their own little worlds that exist inside their own little heads, it's all coming true. We've been right since the beginning. No, you haven't. You've been misrepresenting pretty much everything that's been said. And I know I'm not being specific, so feel free to come after me for that. Yeah. That health officials and the WHO and the WEF have been saying that. So, they said this, and they take a soundbite or a clip. And then, but you have to read it in this context, meaning read it before and after, which proves you wrong, and you're just clipping stuff as usual.
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yep.
But this is the world we live in.
This is the world we live in. Okay, so what else? Next.
Next.
If you will.
Yep.
Oh, wait, hold on.
Uh-huh.
In from the chicken.
Okay. Alice in Chains.
Yeah. Thank you, Mr. Chicken. Okay, continue.
Well, that's a thing that exists. Why? I don't know, but it does.
I'm glad it does. I'm actually happy that it exists.
Yes. All right. So, clickbait headline: scientists tricked mosquitoes into delivering vaccine to humans. This is from October. So they have managed. So this is past tense, meaning they have done it. But if you read and you read and you read, they want this. This is their goal. They want to do this. They told NPR that releasing a massive number of these mosquitoes is an intriguing proposition. But doing so would raise very deep questions about medical consent and bioethics, as they couldn't control who was inoculated and exposed. So they want to do this, but because of ethics, they can't. But that doesn't stop people from commenting.
Alpha!
Yeah, I love this comment. Just another way for the elites to depopulate the planet. Yeah, we're at 8 billion people now. And we've been steadily climbing from what I remember to be about 5 billion in the 90s. So this depopulation plan is failing miserably.
This is the worst plan ever.
Yeah.
Like
the amount of money that's being spent every day the world over with regards to keeping people alive and vaccines and treatments and medicines, like it's keeping people alive, therefore they're not dying, therefore depopulation is not exactly happening. It isn't happening.
All right. How you say that? Okay. Life expectancy in Canada is now 81.75 years. Okay. And Sarah is right. You have to watch with the chicken. Okay. So let's go life expectancy Canada 1960. All right. So in 1955 to 57, the life expectancy was 70.01. So it's gone up 11 years. Okay. So, but that's like you said, if they wanted to, if they really, okay. All right, let's look at this in a logical way here. Okay. If they indeed wanted to do this, be like, well, mass blah blah blah. So if this was the case, whenever you want the depopulation, like, so say a woman went in for to have a child, and we have to do an emergency C-section. Why wouldn't they just like F her tubes up? You know what I mean? Like there's other ways they could do it, and without spending millions of dollars. And as a matter of fact, they could actually charge the person, because in the States you don't have health care. So not only would they have to pay for the birth of the child, you could also sneak in a C-section or tying their tubes. Like there's more logical ways to go at it if they're actually trying to depopulize the society.
Depopulate.
Yeah,
but yes, I get what you mean.
Shut up.
The one I love, and you said about sneaking in stuff. The one I love, and Dad knows a guy who was in aviation, something in aviation. So you've heard of chemtrails?
Yes. Oh, yes.
Yes. Okay. So apparently
I'm here.
There are chemicals being added to the jet fuel, which the jets then inadvertently spray as they're flying in the atmosphere. And that's somehow contributing to depopulation. Well, maybe not outright depopulation, but it's affecting our health in negative ways. But the population is still going up. So this chemtrail stuff, it just isn't doing it. It's way too slow and soft kill to have any effect at this point. But the people who push this are probably going to say, well, it helps to accelerate other diseases like cancer. They say that about the vax too. It's accelerating cancers and leukemia and heart attacks and heart disease and stroke. The vax has become the catch-all for why people are dying in this day and age. It's not due to, people not being able to go to the hospital during COVID because the hospitals were, overrun with people dying from COVID, but the hospitals were empty. That's a different thing. So people's diseases developed over time. By the time they did get to the hospital, some of them, it was too late. they couldn't, step in and treat and reverse. They were already at stage 3 or 4, and they were pretty much on their way out. Yeah. So you got to go. Okay, you got to go. You got to make way for me living a luxurious life so I can retire early.
I kind of lost because your dad said that, and I lost my train of thought. But I actually had oh, that's what I was gonna say. Yeah, it's not the shit food that we put in our bodies. It's not the lack of exercise. It's not just the lack of overall shitty eating and health that we have. Meanwhile, and then there's people that I know for sure are anti-vaxxers that smoke cigarettes. You're worried about the apparent chemical that this vaccine is putting in your body. Meanwhile, you're pulling back on frickin' cancer sticks.
Yeah.
Or drinking in a copious amount of alcohol. But you're worried about a vaccine. Meanwhile, you're going to pay upwards of $20, okay? That's 1 cent more than $19.99, $20 for a pack of cigarettes. And we're the idiots for getting our shot. And I'm a former smoker. And we're dumb. We're stupid because, you got a shot. Oh, hey, 25 pack of Export A Smooth, please. Yeah, you're so dumb. Oh, you better get my Monster too.
And there's one guy in Tabor that you and I know of that, and I can't remember this for sure, but didn't he do meth or heroin? I'm not saying he's dead, and I'm not saying this as a knock against his character, but he's virulently anti-vax, and he is a meth head, and he can't provide for his family or something like that.
No, there's no providing for the family, but he is into some hard drugs.
Does he know what's in those hard drugs?
As long as it's not something the government put in there.
Oh, the big bad government.
Hold on. Yeah. Oh, never mind. Okay. Yeah. But yeah, that just hit me. Like these people who are like so staunch anti-vax, or some of them who are vape. And you're gonna tell me this thing that's been out for 8-9 years that you're confident pulling this crap into your body, and you don't think there's gonna be any side effects to what you're pulling into your body? I'm just putting it out there. Again, I'm not going to take a vaccination, but I'm going to spend $20 on little things of nicotine that are going to give me cancer or kill me or make my body break down, make me more susceptible to other diseases. Dong!
A point on what Ryan was saying. I changed my diet as well in 2017, and I didn't have to take anti-inflammation prescription drugs anymore. NSAIDs, as it's called, non-steroidal anti-inflammatory drugs. Yep. Yep. Just had to change the diet. So
hey, I'm the same with Ryan though. I changed my diet. I don't need as much. Actually, now since I changed my diet, I used to go through like things of Rolaids, like bad Tums. I can buy a 4-pack of Tums now. It'll probably last me 7-8 months.
Wow.
Easily. And I used to go through these things like probably once a month. I'd get a tube down. And now, because it was the crap that I was eating. But now, because I've pick and choose, I have a seasoning salt, Frank's Red Hot seasoning salt. I could put that stuff on anything. And I don't get any heartburn. Now, 5 years ago, even going to the gym because I was still eating that bad, I'd get wretched heartburn. I don't get heartburn like I used to. Not even close.
Nice.
Yeah. So I like how I came up with that whole smoke thing while I was sitting here. That just hit me while we were just talking.
And speaking of people who have done terrible things to their bodies, you should remember this guy. This was Mac Parhar. He died in 2021. He was anti-mask, anti-vaccine, and he was a flat earther. Now, I'm not saying flat earther as a knock against him. I'm just saying the reason that I think he was being sued by the BC government, or he was going to court because he broke traveling protocol and he went to an a flat earth conference in, was it Colorado? I'm pretty sure that's here in the article. He had the Rona when he died, but he was infected, but he didn't die from that. But it was a combination of illicit drugs. It was, I think, a burnt spoon, a glass pipe. I think it was meth. He had fentanyl, cocaine, and ethanol. Pardon me, I said meth, and I was wrong about that. So some people will say, well, this is in contradiction to what people were saying in 2020 and 21, that the COVID deaths were being inflated, the numbers were being inflated because someone would be brought to the hospital because of a car crash or a gunshot wound, and they would die, and the hospital would say they died of COVID. Well, you have to parse that out a little bit, because COVID can attack the immune system to such a degree that if you suffer something like bodily trauma from a car crash or a gunshot wound, if you hadn't had the Rona, you probably could have survived those two things, but because of the toll that the Rona takes on your immune system, the Rona simply pushes you from barely surviving to death, therefore counts as a Rona death. So he died of a combination of drugs, and it was also found to be accidental. Now, I don't know why I couldn't find this information in May of 2022, and the week or month that he died in 2021, this information wasn't released. But anyone who is wondering how this guy died, illicit drugs. Back to you, Nick.
I don't know.
But just anyone who is wondering how that guy died, it was because of illicit and illegal drugs.
Yeah. But don't give me the jab.
Yeah, I'm sure he knew that he was taking fentanyl at the time of his death.
How? No, the government did it to shut him up.
You know what? I saw that comment on a YouTube video not long after he died. Someone said,
Of course
I
he
swear
did.
this is true. The BC government killed him.
Of course.
And your evidence is where? I'm waiting. Bring it on. Where's that evidence? Yeah. Nothing.
Great googly moogly. Great.
Yes, indeed.
Okay, we got any more stories you want to rattle off? Just to clear up the pooter.
Perhaps.
Oh,
okay.
Perhaps
I'll bring up. I'll bring up a quick one that's got nothing to do with anything, but I found it momentarily humorous regardless. Come on, share it. Come on, do it. Aha, here we go. All right. So a woman sparked controversy by dyeing her dog green to make him look like the Grinch for Christmas. She also defended her actions.
But what? Okay, but who gets awesome? Like, you can see that it's a little white around the eyes, so she obviously protected the dog's eyes. Yeah. I had a friend. I popped so hard. I walked into his house. He had a white cat. I mean, this cat was white. Like, he was totally like a John Cougar Mellencamp fan. That's how white he was, right? Eating mayonnaise, the whole 9 yards. I walked in that house, and that cat was pink like the Pink Panther. They dyed it pink with Kool-Aid. It, like, I popped. It was so awesome.
So apparently, one commenter said, "I feel bad. They look so sad." It's a dog. How?
Looks sad. That second picture, like the one with the full body there, it looks like she's almost smiling, but okay.
Yeah. Just because you can doesn't mean you should. This is the controversy. This is a nothing burger of
Yeah.
a controversy.
Hey,
If
and
these are
just
the
saying,
comments.
whose name is another wrote, whose parents should have really thought your name more. You shouldn't have wrote your comment because no one gives a shit. Ah! That one was spite.
In the early
Rhino's
days
a
of
quarter.
the Independence Day attacks, so you're talking about aliens coming down and blowing everything away?
We need Will Smith.
We need Jeff Goldblum. I'm in favor of Jeff Goldblum rather than Will Smith.
Yeah, because Will Smith will bring Jada and gross. Hey, you want to know what? I remember that movie. The movie Woo was Woo, right? With her in it. She's so annoying in that movie. Oh, it's so horrible. I just wanted to drop kick her.
I don't know anything about that movie.
Okay, good. Don't waste your time. So
okay.
Oh yeah.
I don't care about that, really. Not at all. Speaking of really, where's Really? How you doing, Really? Hope you're out there, Really.
Yeah, really.
Yeah, Really. You got to blow him up on Twitter. Just cause.
Oh.
You know what? That to me, that escalation of UFO stories or things that are being shot down, that's just the media glomming onto something that they know will get clicks and attention. And pretty soon, once that dies down, they're going to move back to war in Ukraine. And what else is happening these days that they can, try and get more clicks out of? I don't know. But right now they're concentrating on this because apparently it's interesting.
Yep, exactly.
No. Nope, don't care. New South Park season. Nice. Jesus, what are they on? Season 24 now? Are they catching up to The Simpsons?
Yeah, they're up there.
Simpsons.
I don't know, but they're sure up there. Simpsons are in the 30s somewhere.
Yeah, they started in 88 or 89 by Tracy Ullman.
Yep. Yeah. 26 for South Park.
26. Wow.
Wow,
1997 then. Interesting.
For South Park, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So, all right. Any other stories you'd like to rattle off before I say it's time to go?
No, but I am going to share our obligatory Karen video. Now, if anyone saw us do our test video, you know what's coming.
Mom. Back behind me. Get behind me. It's okay. Get back over by the register. Oh, now, yeah. Oh, putting it. That's okay. I got this. Oh, my God. Okay, I got it on video. Okay.
I paid for that shit. That was like $50. Yeah. You're going to get yours back. You just wait and see. What comes around goes around. You're a law-like piece of shit. Now they got those bags that I paid for. Now they're going to keep that money.
Sure. You
You
okay?
damn it, bitch.
Go back over there.
They took a lot of money from us.
You back.
You hit me and moved. You hit me.
No.
They took $100 from us.
Go ahead, leave.
It won't
There's the fucking
reside
door.
it.
Go.
You wouldn't like it
Out
if
of
it
your
was you.
mind.
I got the bag.
Yep.
Wow. Wow. I think I said this before. I don't think. I mean, you should never hit anybody. We want to live in an age where everybody's equal and everyone blah blah blah. You spit on me, I don't care who you are. I'm probably gonna punch you in the mouth. I don't care if you're a man or a woman. You spit on a person, you deserve to be punched in the mouth. That is,
Uncle Hackett said something on his latest show, and he was comparing Canada with Britain and how the laws are over there versus here with regards to self-defense. Apparently over there, the only thing you can use for self-defense in terms of a weapon would be a rape whistle or something like that. And over here, you can meet force with equal force. So, he was saying something like that. So if you get punched, you can punch back. I don't know if that's entirely true, though.
I don't know either, but I just, oh, gosh. There's just nothing more degrading you could do to another human being than spit on them.
And apparently that has been such a problem here in the Greater Vancouver Regional District that there are signs in buses when you get on saying in quite a lengthy post that spitting is known as assault. And
it is.
You can be charged for that.
Yep. Oh, yeah. God. What a way to end the show.
And we started off so well.
I know, right?
And thank you to all the people who were watching, including but not limited to Sarah May, Chad, Dad, Ryan, the people who were watching on Nick's Facebook and my Facebook, only one of whom commented, and that was Old Man Lissick. Haven't seen Big Red in a while. Hope she's doing well. Other people we haven't seen in a while. Hanama, Overseer, Really, Casey, Penny, Trish, Jen, Corey and Trevor, Trevor G, both Jolene's, Freak Nasty, Gordon, and a shout out to Gareth. I'm going to recommend a song. It's interesting. We're nearing episode 100, and it used to be that you would recommend songs at the end. Now I'm doing it. What an interesting turn of events. Mike and the Mechanics, The Living Years.
Great song.
Agreed.
Great song. I'll also throw a song out there. Seeing as how we're kind of throwing out music people know. Firewoman by The Cult.
I only know one song by The Cult, and it's not that one.
She Sells Sanctuary.
Oh, yeah.
That, oh, man. But yeah, Firewoman by The Cult.
Wow. Interesting. Now, is that restricted to Berta only, or is that Canada-wide, I wonder?
Well, he's in BC, so I don't know.
Never mind. For some reason, my brain transported itself to an alternate universe where Ryan is living either in or near Edmonton. I got no explanation as to why.
And I just had a stroke.
It was the vaccine, I tell you.
The vaccine made me think Ryan was in Edmonton. Damn it, Bobby.
Okay, so that's in the context of security.
Yeah.
Oh, it's called the use of force model. Well, we all learned something. Today it was from Ryan.
Gross. Oh, FYI, I didn't see how much flowers were. I'll try to do this week. But on Thursday, roses were at $30 for 3. I think it was here. 3. I want to say $30. I don't. Kim told me. I don't know if it was a dozen. It can't have been a dozen. But like it was like 3 roses were like $30. So yeah.
What? Fusiker. He's trying to say Lucifer, but he had a stroke in the middle of it.
Oh no! The vaccine has struck again. Run! The media is here.
Speaking of Uncle Hack, he's coming to Vancouver on April 2nd. I'm probably going to go see him. He's going to be in Lethbridge next month, I think.
I know.
You sound so excited.
I'm not going to Lethbridge to see him. He was here in Tabor. I've seen it. I mean, I've got to interview the guy when he wasn't Uncle Hack, right? So, well, he is Uncle Hack, but you know what I mean, right? So,
Yep.
Yeah. Ahoy, ahoy,
Yep.
sir. Thank you for joining us and being here for our whole show, Ryan. I really appreciate it.
Yes, thank you so much. Yeah, you interviewed him with Brody on the old show, and then again when I showed up. So that was cool.
Yeah. Yep.
He
Very
won't remember
gracious.
me at all.
Probably not. He's Uncle Hack. So, I don't know.
And he's in the description below, Danger Cat 69.
Yep. Check him out.
Yep. And we will return next week. Again, thank you all for watching. Like, comment, subscribe. I know that I never say that because I don't care. But if you want, you have that option.
Tell a friend.
Yeah, I don't know about that. Because some of the friends of our friends out there, they're not the most desirable people. And I'm not talking about anyone we know. I'm just talking about, people in general. Yeah, that's a great way to end the show. Don't tell your friends about us, please.
Be careful. The vaccine's coming.
Bye.